Welcome to Maximising Efficiency with Dex. Once again, I'm joined by Paul Lauder, and as promised, we're back with more Dextension goodness. So if you don't know what Dextension is, I advise you to go and watch our last video where we showed you how to install the solution and how it enhances your Xero or your QuickBooks experience, saving you some sweet time on tasks that would normally take you that little bit longer. So I'm going to hand over to Paul and we're going to go over two features today that are included within Dextension and how, in this particular case, it enhances your Xero experience. So over to you, Paul.
Perfect. Thank you, Max. So what I'm going to do is just quickly share my screen. As Max says, we are showing what's happening in Xero. In future videos, we are going to cover what the insights show in QBO. So what can often happen if you're the bookkeeper, you will go into Xero, and you may have the task or the job of making sure that you are paying your bills. And what you'll do is click directly in bills you need to pay, and you will start the payment run process. Or you could have a client that phones you up and just wants to double check how much is owed to you and how much you owe to your suppliers as well. But what's absolutely critical on this is making sure that you have completeness of records and everything is accurate. And what we can see here at the moment, this is out without Dextension turned on, just the usual dashboard with no warnings, no nothing, and the assumption is everything is done. Now what you might do, if you remember, is to jump into Dext and just double check whether everything has been processed, but there is an easier way to ensure you have the visibility you need. And if we jump into our Dextension icon here, what we can do is turn on these two feature insights, one being display warning on bills to pay and display warning on invoices owed to you. What we can see immediately is this little warning triangle appearing, telling us there's actually still 7 cost items in prepare, totaling 1128 that need to be processed. And what we can also see is there is a sales item as well, still in prepare, that needs to be processed. The nice thing is you can click on this and it will take you directly into Dex Prepare, where you can then review and process all of those invoices. So that's the first part of Dextension that we wanted to show you. The second part is I'm going to hand over to Max, who is going to show you another feature.
Perfect. So yes, that is a great tool, bringing all the great insight from Dex into Xero. So taking that one step further, if we just jump into the bills section of Xero, what you'll find, or what I found quite a lot whilst I was in practice, was when I was clicking on a bill, just any with an attachment, what I would find is if I come to edit this bill or I wanted to view something on this bill, I would click the attachment in the top right hand corner, jump into that invoice, and I would try and view that invoice with the detail behind it to make sure it's okay. And this drag and drop function really sort of gets in the way of what I'm trying to look at, especially if I'm trying to edit the information or vice versa. So what we can do is if we go to our Dextension and we turn on the show invoice file when viewing, what this does is it just docks that purchase invoice directly next to our Xero information there, so we can see them side by side, have everything on the one screen, and just saves a little bit of time and not having to drag and drop things around the screen and working around that as well. So it's not just that docking feature that it enhances, but also what you'll see at the bottom of the screen in the make a payment section is the reference number. So that reference number has been typed in and pre-populated based on the reference on that purchase invoice, as we found when we were watching bookkeepers and how they went about their flows. When they were making payments, they were effectively 99% of the time typing in the reference on that invoice into the payment reference and then adding payment. So there's just one step less that you have to do when you're creating that payment, saving you just that 1% more of time. And that effectively is what Dextension is all about, saving you that 1% all over the board, especially within your Xero and within your QuickBooks, giving you time to advise your clients more and spend a little less time bookkeeping. So stay tuned, there's way more to come. We're looking next time at more of our bank reconciliation space, so it's definitely one not to be missed. And if you are enjoying these videos, please make sure that you do comment, share your views. We'd love to hear some of your feedback, and we'll hear from you next time. Thank you.